Alright, what's up guys? ZFR back here again today, and I have to talk about this new Tomb Raider movie because honestly, I was so hyped when I first heard about this until I saw the trailer. I actually watched the trailer pretty late, but yeah, just watched the trailer not too long ago, and when I saw that trailer, like the cringe was just so real for me. And I just have to really just get in here. I just have to talk about this. So here's the thing. There's this weird thing where people say video game movies just usually don't work, so why people make them? And my opinion on this is that is for the most part true, at least in theory compared to what we've seen so far, because people usually don't do a very good job at making them. But at the same time, I do think video game movies can work if the directors just knew what to keep and what to throw out. I feel like when it comes to this kind of stuff, like they don't realize that they're making a movie, that they need to remix some stuff, that they need to redo some things and just do a lot of stuff differently overall in order to make it, feel more like a movie instead of like a little part from a video game. And I can tell this is going to be a big problem with the Tomb Raider movie coming out, because during the trailer there's just you can tell that it's just so heavily based off of the Tomb Raider reboot that came out back in 2013. So yeah, like overall, I'm already thinking this is going to be a disaster, because I'm just looking at, and some of the stuff in that trailer it's just weird. It doesn't fit. It's just, you could just tell there's gonna be a lot of stuff in the movie that you're gonna be like, nah, that's some BS. For instance, I can already see right now that the movie is going to have that same problem that the game did, where Laura goes from being someone who just killed her first person to being someone who's completely okay with being a mass murderer. I can tell that is going to be the deal. I can tell that that's going to happen in this movie. I can tell out of nowhere she's going to be able to do all this crazy stuff. Like, you see her freaking balancing on the plane, and you see her with the axe. She's fighting the dude and everything. She's holding onto the wall. And as I'm watching this, I'm just like, oh my god, they're really going to go through with this. like they are not. I can tell right now, they're probably just gonna have her know how to do all this insane stuff without any explanation. And this is supposed to be her origin story. She's supposed to be some chick from the city or whatever who's never really done any of this, and I can tell they're just gonna jump straight into it. So that's gonna be the biggest problem with the movie, if I had to guess. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen. But then there's this other stuff that doesn't fit the movie as well as it does the game. Especially mostly like this iconic scenes from the game, like when she jumps off the boat. Like, I was just looking at that, and I don't know how I feel about the slow motion. Honestly, if I was a director, I would have had that kind of shot a little bit faster and from a more dramatic view. But I feel like the slow motion is just them trying to ruin the video game fans or whatever. I feel like it just doesn't fit for the movie. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I think this has a chance, but I'm really doubting that it's gonna be anything super special. I really doubt that they're going to, pull it off and this end up being like one of the best movies this year. I think it'll be an okay movie. One more thing that I absolutely didn't like was the last scene in the trailer with her with the two pistols, where she's like, "I'll take two." And I get it. It's a classic Tomb Raider callback. It's just there for all the fans. That's just to tease the fans and stuff. But honestly, I just didn't like the way they decided to shoot that scene or whatever. it just seemed so cheesy. Like this whole trailer seemed really cheesy, to be honest with you. And I honestly, I just would have had that scene have a little bit more seriousness to it. That's why I feel like they're missing from this. That's why I feel like it's going to be missing from this. I feel like this is going to be like Transformers, where yes, it's okay to have just a little bit of comedy, but for the most part, the events going on in this movie should be extremely serious and dangerous and scary. So like there should be a very serious tone to this movie. Like I feel like it's going to be a lot of bad jokes and whatever, and that's just going to ruin it completely. And honestly, I hate to see that happen, but yeah, whatever. I also noticed, I noticed how they had the chick playing as Laura Croft, how they have her running through the jungle, and like she's completely dirty. Like everything on her is all dirty and bloody except for her face. Like that's gonna bother me. Like they gotta fix that ASAP. Like I can't stand it when they have like these female roles and like people are always saying why don't we have any strong female characters. That's because when we do get a strong female character, they just decide to make them overpowered, and you know they don't want to show the uglier part of what comes with being the main character in something. Sometimes the main character needs to get roughed up, and you can't be afraid to rough them up a little bit. So yeah, that's something that's probably gonna bother me and stuff. But overall, like I don't know, like I honestly don't think I'm going to see this movie. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. Like I don't see myself paying money for this unless like they're having like $1 a day at the theater or something like that, which we know barely ever happens anymore. So yeah, anyway, like I'm not saying this movie is going to be complete garbage, but I definitely don't think it's going to be above average, if even average. It might be below average, but I don't think it's going to be complete trash. I think it'll be something that's okay to sit back and watch, you know, a good popcorn movie or whatever, whatever you want to call it. But overall, I don't think it's going to be anything crazy that you have to run out and see just by looking at the trailer. I can already tell that they have gone the wrong way about this completely. To be honest with you, if I was the director, I would have just not even done the reboot story. I would have done like maybe you could mix that in there somehow, but I don't think I would have wanted to do a full movie on the reboot story. I really don't. And the reason I say that is because, like, just think about the game for the reboot was like what, 14 to 20 something hours long, and you only have 2 hours to fit all that story and content into a movie. So I mean, you're gonna have to do a lot of cutting, you're gonna have to do a lot of remixing stuff, and you gotta do it all in a really smart way that still kind of aligns with the movie now, since you're trying to base this so heavily off of that. Personally, you probably should have just did a completely different story and just let the game story be for the game and the movie story be for the movie. But yeah, overall, that's just my opinion, guys. Tell me what you guys think about this movie. But anyway, that's all I have to say. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys on the next one.